सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् निधाय हृदि विश्वेश्वं विधाय गुरुवन्दनं बालानां सुखबोधाय क्रियते तर्कसङ्ग्रहः. Okay, so any questions, clarifications, or shall we go ahead with the Shabda? Okay, so the whole question of verbal expectancy, all that thing taken care of. Okay, Akansha does that. Okay. Partially, yeah. But for them, Ishvara is established by logic. Understand that? Yeah. Vishesha Purushaha, it's different. It is not taken as material cause, efficient cause, etc. No. Yeah. Okay. So, Akanksha, Yogyata. Yeah. What happened? They must be working outside. Okay. The place is not bad, but that is the only disturbance which is an issue. Yeah. Acoustics, yeah, could be better. Yeah. Okay. Then of course I have all my champion students who do it very nicely. Three years of attending online, still not got the hang of it, Yes. Unawareful living. We are talking about deliberate living. This is unawareful living. Too much. Yeah. Okay. After that, he goes into the nature of a sentence. Okay. Says Vakyam Dvividam. A sentence is twofold. You've got two types of sentences, two categories of sentences. He says Vaidikam Lokikam cha. Vaidika, the words of the sentences of the Veda, and Laukikam, worldly, are normal thing that we use in our Vyavahara. Vaidikam Ishvara Uktatvat Sarvameva Pramanam. Remember, Yathartha Vaktaha is called Aptaha. Apta Vakyam Pramanam. Ishvara is the greatest Apta available, therefore, the whole Veda is Pramanam. Okay? Whole Veda is taken as Pramanam. Okay? Okay. Then, Laukikam to Aptoktam Pramanam. Laukika sentences, Aptoktam Pramanam. Whatever is said by an Apta is Pramana. Now, for people who are so precise in their logic, here is where the greatest weakness of the Shabda Pramanam comes in. Because how do you know who is an Apta? How do you know who is an Apta? Because Yathartha Vakta is Apta. But that will be in keeping with his knowledge. No person can know everything. Yeah. I mean, it is bad enough that gurus comment on everything without knowing. Someone will come and ask, what do you think? How will the market function? Oh, well, honestly say, I don't know. I don't know. From what the little I can see, signs are good, will function. That's all I can say. However, what more? I am not an expert in it. But gurus are expected to comment on everything. Bad enough. Forget gurus. Nowadays, everybody, including film actors, etc., who got no clue, comment on something. Valid. What is an aptaha? Yathartha vaktaha. One who speaks the truth. But the truth as I see it, no? The truth as I believe. Remember this Vyavahara. So in Vyavahara, what do you mean speaking the truth? There is a subjective component coming into it. No? That is why two Vakyas are used in the Veda. What is Ritam and what is Satyam? Satyam is what I perceive as true. Ritam is verified truth. Yeah. Verified truth, Ritam. You verified it as true. I mean, in one way of looking at it. There are other ways of looking Satyam and Ritam also. But one way is this. Yeah. Yeah. Therefore, it may not be your area of expertise. Yeah. That's why Guru's functioning in society has to have observed the society well, otherwise it becomes difficult. Otherwise, he'll talk in terms of principles. Like this lady told the Guru, Swamiji, I want to come and study. He says, yeah, you're a good student. Come, study. Says, but my husband may not be fully agreeable to this. If you come to someone like me, I'll say, we'll have a discussion with your husband and things like that. We'll see what's to be done, not done next. This is someone who is aware of what's happening in society. That guy is not. He says, get your independence and come. Not a bad advice, get your independence, principle-wise. Interpretation. She divorced her husband. Come on. That's not the way to do it. And that Guru has no clue what has happened, okay? On top of it. Yeah. So, when you say Yathartha Bhakta, aisa problems aa sakta hai. Okay? This is a lacuna in the way they have defined this. Okay? Yeah. Anyad apramanam. Therefore, anyone else says it can't be taken as pramana. That means what normal people say cannot be taken as pramana. Okay. Yeah. Therefore, a certain amount of integrity was expected in people. You know, yeah. Okay, then he is giving in the commentary some this thing. Okay, he has given some quotations to show Ishvara is the source of the Veda, which we have seen in Vedanta anyway. Therefore, I am not going too much into that. Okay. Okay. Then there is a theory, Spotavada, which says Shabdaha Nityaha. Because sound energy cannot be destroyed, so it is always. Therefore, the word should always be there. He says, but your experience is different. Words can be manifest, they can be unmanifest. In fact, we talk of multiple levels of manifestation in the mind itself. Yeah. Subconscious thought, conscious thought, then only outside it. You know? Yeah. Yeah, an idea can be a subconscious idea first. Then it becomes conscious thought. Then you will say it. No? Yeah, otherwise you can't utter a word. Without thinking I said it. No, you have thought a lot subconsciously. Okay. So all that comes into the picture. Yeah. Okay. Then Vakyartha Jnanam, Shabda Jnanam. Naturally. Okay. I am going to speak on a topic. Let us say. Are you preparing for it? No. I don't sit down and make notes. But all the ideas there in my subconscious. No? The whole idea is there in my subconscious mind about the topic and the thing and all that thing. Then I come to the lecture hall, look at the people. What should I tell them? Then it becomes conscious thought. So from the whole this that is there, conscious thought of in terms of what I wish. Then I will utter it. No? So all these processes have happened before I have uttered a word. Yeah. There is some terminology also for that. I'll get you that terminology. I don't offhand remember it. It's there in the subconscious. It has not yet become conscious. There's a word. Vaikari is the conscious word. Vaikari is called. Subconscious, unconscious.
All this mental chatter,
Huh?
there's a tendency for you to maybe talk to yourself.
Yeah. Conscious, but conscious self-talk. That self-talk is conscious because you are aware of what you are talking. No? Self-talk is conscious. Yeah. Because we keep talking to ourselves. No? अरे आज क्या खाना बनेगा ये करने का वो करना we do.
What's interesting, Swamiji, is that talk, you tend to do it in plural. As
Yeah.
if you're a team.
Yeah.
Let's do this, yes, sir.
Yeah. See, there are various theories on the self-talk. Okay, beginning, make it more positive. Argue for and against yourself and make it more positive. Otherwise, we very often do a lot of negative self-talk. Like, Arey yaar, this dish didn't turn out to be as well as I expected. Something simple as that. I'm stupid here. What a foolish thing I did. I didn't do this. So, there is a lot of negative self-talk coming in. Negative self-talk. Negative self-talk happening. So the first step is make it more positive. Learn to use it as a discussion, a sounding board. Inside your own mind, let it be a discussion. And make it more positive with that.
Doesn't it make you proud?
What makes you proud?
No, I'm already self-failure. And they start telling
So make it, when I say positive, I don't mean unrealistic. It's not unrealistic. Within what is real, like, I forgot to add this thing into the dish that I was making. How stupid I am. Instead of that, I forgot. I'm a human being, yeah, sometimes I can forget. Let me see what I can salvage about it. Is that positive or not positive? Are you saying you are the greatest cook in the world? That's unrealistic. That is unrealistic. So to keep it in the realistic positive, within what is real. Yeah. I'm a good cook, today it didn't turn out well. It can happen, no? I'm a good cook, but today it didn't turn out well. Yeah, you had a question.
Self-chatter is, a very conscious thing.
Mm.
It somewhere implies that I am controlling my mind and my mind is
Correct. Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, you don't necessarily have control your mind.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have it. Most people don't have that.
Yeah, that is why we are getting it more into our conscious control.
But still, the self-chatter is conscious.
Yeah.
Not subconscious.
No, it is all this is conscious process only, no? Yeah, because I'm aware of it, what I'm doing, no? Subconscious you can't control much. Yeah. This is all conscious.
Mostly comes from memory.
Huh?
Subconscious thoughts, like
Can be because of anything, your samskaras, that whole thing is behind it. Not just memory. You don't limit it. Your subconscious is your whole past.
it can also be yesterday's experience.
Yeah, from yesterday's experience to what you are born with. Yeah, the whole thing can come. Yeah. So, all this try to make it more positive in that thing. Realistically positive.
No, when you give an example of the topic, that time I was thinking about more of the memory. Like suppose you say that there is a topic on which I have to speak and I have not thought about it. So from the subconscious it comes, so it will not be then
No,
that
it can be part of your training also. As a lawyer, your training is to be able to argue and discuss. Will that not come across anything and everything? It will come. So that's also part of your subconscious, no?
It was there in the normal portion also, then I had to break that habit.
Yeah,
I would get into like
exactly.
initially.
With a vegetable vendor, you get into a discussion. What for?
No, arguments more of.
What? Not worth it. Not worth your time and effort. Yeah. Exactly. So that's subconscious process. Make it conscious so you're awareful. Yeah, awareful and see when to and when not to. There are times when you need to, there are times when you don't need to. Why are you getting into an argument with a vegetable vendor whether his bananas are good or not? My father had a good argument for that. He would say, Rene Dev bhai, he wouldn't get into this. आपके माल आपके पास, हमारा पैसा हमारे पास. Let it be. Smart, na? I said, I heard it first time. I was thinking, barabar hai. Good argument. You can't argue against that. True. So, because there are times when it's not worth an argument. Personal relationships, so many times are not worth an argument. Yeah. So what we do with the self-talk is to that. Make it conscious, make it aware. And then practice Maunam. What is Maunam? When this talk is not, this chatter is not there. Maunam is not just keeping quiet. That's easy. Inner chatter, quieten it down. That is the real Maunam. Quieten that inner chatter. When you say chatter, forget it. No, forget it. Yeah, you dismiss that chatter. You learn to dismiss that chatter. That is Maunam. Real Maunam is there. Stop that inner chatter unnecessarily. Otherwise, continuously we are chattering away.
I think we're conditioned to believe that that's intellectual,
Yeah.
thinking, and so it just becomes like a default
Yeah.
habit all the time.
Exactly. You have to learn to think. You have to learn to think. You have to learn to drop your thinking. Both are important. To learn to think and to learn to drop that thinking. Think when necessary. Okay. Therefore, then he says, Vakyartha Jnanam Shabda. The Shabda Jnanam is Karanam. Okay. Shabda and the meaning of the Shabda is necessary for you to understand the meaning of the sentence. Okay. As a whole, this thing. Even if you are looking at Lakshana Vakyas, okay, even if you are looking at Lakshana Vakyas, without Shabda Jnanam, the Lakshana will not take place. Can you see that? Where do you stay on 11th Road? Samji, you don't look as though you're staying on the road, and an apartment in that road. But if you don't know what is 11th Road, then that Lakshana, etc. will not come into the picture. Isn't it? Yeah. How will you go? Shabda Jnanam itself is not there. What Lakshana are you going to make? Because all Lakshanas are connected to the meaning of the word. Even when the word is given up, etc. You don't say on 11th Road, give up the meaning of the word 11th Road and then bring the moon inside. I'm living on the moon. No, connected. Always. So for even for Lakshana Vakya, Shabdartha Jnanam is necessary. Because from Shabda alone, Vakya will come. Similarly, your inference, presumption, etc. can also be based on Shabda Jnanam. It is. When you say Linga, etc., all that is Shabdam. The Linga, the data you get, not only through perception, also through Shabda. Even Arthapatti. He gives the Arthapati example in the commentary. Pino Devadattaha Divana Bhungte. You see Devadatta, he doesn't eat throughout the day. Hatta Gatta, he looks healthy. Then you ask somebody, does he have any thyroid problem or something that he is not losing weight? No, he's fine. Then I know. He's nocturnal. That's clear-cut pramana it is. Because a normal person, under normal conditions, which I checked up, no thyroid issues, etc., no glandular issues. That's all upadhis for the presumption. I checked up all that. And then, he's not losing weight. He's been fasting for 7 days. 7 days fasting, at least 1 kilo तो जाना चाहिए. 1-2 kilo तो जाना चाहिए. नहीं जाता है. He must be eating in the night. And his high energy also doing the daytime. Yeah. He is following the Muslim principle of fasting during Ramzan. दिन को मत खाओ, रात को खाओ. इतना ही फर्क पड़ा. Don't think it is easy, it's difficult. Very difficult. To not eat in the day but eat hog in the night, it's difficult. You know how they do now? They break fast at sunset with some fruits and things like that, which is very healthy way of doing it. Then at 10 o'clock, they have a royal feast. All right, Baba, fine. Then at 4 o'clock in the evening, they are having another meal. Try doing that. Your whole system will go for a toss. Anyway, all that apart. So, if you want to make a presumption, etc., Shabdartha Jnanam should be there. Okay, any statement without Shabdartham, there will be no knowledge taking place. Okay. Now,
Sorry, I have one question. The Tarka guys don't accept Arthapati as a pramana, right?
Sabda does it have?
In Tarka, they don't accept Arthapati as a pramana, right?
No, Arthapati is included into inference.
And what is their, why do they include it? Why do they believe it is not interesting?
Because it's an inferential thing. Only thing is yours deductive. Either inductive or deductive. Itna farak hai. So in a way it is okay to include it. We take it separate because this is the process is slightly different. Therefore we take it as Arthapati as a separate pramana.
But if we say that Arthapati has to give you that unique knowledge, right?
Yeah.
So by that definition, that would still be true.
That will still be true because the process is different. Whereas here he is saying whether the process is different or not, it is inferential. Therefore you put clubbing. Therefore just a way of convenience clubbing together. Now remember, when you are talking about Shabdam, a lot of our communication happens by Shabdam. I am digressing from the text a bit, but this is part of the important thing. Okay. So when you are talking about Shabda, the fundamental thing to keep in mind is what? If I am using a Shabda, if I am the speaker, I have to be clear of my intention. No? That's why I talked about subconscious, conscious intention. What do I want to convey? That has to be equal to my expression. That has to be equal to your understanding. Intention, expression, understanding. So now you know how difficult communication is. Because at any point, there will be entropy. Entropy is loss of energy. Between intention and expression, it can go. That's why very often you see people saying, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that, I meant this. And then I have said something, people have understood something else. Intention always belongs to the speaker. You should understand that. Therefore, if you are telling me something, what you intend is important. And I have to try to understand that. Therefore, my listening skills become very important. Without that, Shabda Jnanam will not work. Shabda Pramana will work only if your listening skills are good. Otherwise, it will not work. Okay. Therefore, intention, expression. Okay. Then another principle that will come is, I should seek to understand you before I seek to be understood. Means I must try to understand you first, because then I know where you are coming from. But we always jump to be understood, therefore we are always talking. I go on talking. What about the other person? And if you understand the other person, sometimes there is no need for you to say anything also. Understood? Yeah. Third point to be kept in mind, what I call my third principle of communication. I will put it as a question. Is understanding equal to agreement?
No.
Because only after you understand you can decide to agree or not to agree. You know? Therefore, you don't have to be afraid of understanding. It's an important point to keep in mind, because very often people are afraid of understanding. You know where I got this principle from? It's funny. I mean, of course, there are all references here and there, but I made it into a point like this in my explanation because, you know, remember that comic book Peanuts? Charlie Brown is a comic. So Charlie Brown is a very pavam character, you know, Sida Sada, poor guy. He's running. And that there's a very aggressive girl called Lucy there. Lucy is chasing him. Charlie Brown, you can't run forever. I'm going to get you and knock your block off. Charlie Brown realized that's true, yaar. How long can I keep running? So, he stops and says, Lucy, now just listen to us. If we as children cannot solve what are relatively small problems in life, how can we, when we become adults, bop, one whack from Lucy, Charlie Brown down. Then Lucy tells her friend, you know, I had to hit him. He was beginning to make sense. She followed the principle, understanding is agreement. I can understand him well, still give him a whack. No? Very good. I understand you very well. Now come here, I'm going to give you a whack. Yeah, why not? But can you see, we are afraid to understand our opponents because we think understanding is equal to agreement. That's why in an argument nobody listens. Well, if I understand, then I am agreeing with the person. No. You are understanding, but need not agree. Very important to keep in mind. That understanding is not agreement. Have you come to a mutual understanding? Yes. Mutual agreement? No. Yeah. In your documentation, it was understanding and agreement. Yeah, exactly. It's a legal point. Barabar hai. Yeah. Because fundamental principles of communication involve this. Then there is another principle involved. We call this communication with integrity. Say what you mean what you say. Which is translated for ISO 9000 certification, etc. Say what you will do and do what you will say. Whole 9000 ISO, when I first looked at this ISO 9000 certification business, when I was doing my corporate training, I said, this is simple, one principle of communications and what? He says, what? This is simple. Say what you are going to do, and then you do what you are going to say. You do what you have said. Corporate guy, isn't this what ISO 9000 is based on? Whole thing is based on, it's an elaborate system, etc., etc., etc. You give anything to management guys, they'll make it like that. But the principle is simple. Say what you're going to do what you have said. Finished. Integrity. This is called communicating with integrity. Then there's also communication with compassion. Satyam Hritam Bruyat. Satyam Hitam Priyam Bruyat. Yeah. Satyam Bruyat, Priyam Bruyat, Hitam Bruyat. Speak what is true, don't speak what is not true. Okay. Speak only if that truth is going to help people. Do good, Hitam. Guy is an idiot. I don't have to go and tell him you are an idiot. What Hitam is coming out of it? And sometimes it has to be said. Then Priyam Bhuyat, say it in a nice manner. In a manner which is nice. So again, he can listen to it. Say it in an assertive manner, not in an aggressive manner. So Shabda Pramana involves all this. This is not very often specified in one given place. That's the lacuna I find in our literature. It is there scattered all over. All over the literature, when you look at it, it is there here and there, scattered all over. But it is not gathered in one place. That's why I am doing that now. Okay? It has to be gathered and put together. Okay. That's why people come and ask me, Swamiji, can you have a 2-hour communication program? I said, mushkil hai. I need 2 days for it because all these 5 principles have to come into it now. If it has to be complete. Yeah. If you notice, a lot of these things come in Vedanta teaching. It involves all of them. Yeah. Yeah. Vedanta will never call you an idiot. Say, this problem is born of ignorance. You will see it nicely, isn't it? Self-ignorance creates self-judgmental issues. This is nicely said. Barabar. That's right. Not you being stupid, idiotic. If that was what I said, even I wouldn't be sitting and learning. Yeah, Hitam, everything comes in. See? Nice. Satyam, it is Hitam, it is Priyam. Yeah. Though sometimes you should hear sadhu sitting. महाराज जी क्लास पाठ कैसे गया आज? क्या बताओ महाराज, ये सब मूर्ख लोग बैठे हैं. I couldn't get reach across to that. I struggled, I couldn't get across to that. But you'll never say that in a class or something like that. Why? It's not Priyam. It's a fact he struggled and he couldn't get across. Yeah. So all that principles come into the Vedantic communication. Okay? Yeah. Because each principle becomes important. Yeah. Intention equal to expression equal to understanding. All the methods of communication that have been developed by various experts, all based on this principle. I have a very sophisticated model of communication if you want. It is there on the website. But it's all based on this one single principle. The awareness wheel of communication, what I call, etc. I statement. When any issue will have sense data, thinking, feeling, desire, action. All that is part of what is there in my mind now, what I want to communicate. It is there. If you communicate like that, your talk also will be interesting. Hey, yesterday you went for a party, how was it? Nice, yaar, bahut maja aaya. Nice, bahut maja aaya. I only got your feeling part of it. What happened? So in Kerala, you know what they will do? Older people, irikku, sit. Now tell me what happened from the beginning. They'll say that. Tell me what happened right from the beginning. Now what is he asking for? Sense data. What happened? Then naturally your thoughts and emotions will come in that. Or if it is not clear, he'll ask you. Is it like that? What did you feel? Typically, you should see the old people. I mean, they were brilliant at this. I'm sure it was there in all communities. I'm thinking of old mamas I knew and the old sadhu I knew in Rishikesh. Yeah. He used to talk like this. Yeah. But that's asking. What do you feel? Your emotions. What do you want? What are you going to do about it? Then it makes it very interesting, the whole thing, you know. And then accept responsibility. What do you say? I did this. I felt like this. I thought like this. Yeah. Because others may have thought differently. Then when you are listening, acknowledge. You are talking about your party, and I am sitting. Your words will dry up in a minute. Okay, acknowledge. Invite. Oh, that must have been fun. That must have been interesting. Okay. Then you feel like saying more, no? Guy is interested. Clarify. You can ask a question. For clarification, you can ask questions. Otherwise, it will look like interrogation. What did you do? How do you feel? So, the Shabda Pramana involves all this. Whether it is in Tarka or it is in Vedanta, it doesn't matter. It involves all this. Yeah. I mean, I'm just touching upon topics, okay? Just basics I'm covering. Then there is communication with empathy. How do you go beyond the words and understand what the person is feeling? My favorite example. Your kid comes home from school and says, "Stupid school, I don't want to go." Throws the bag on the sofa. "Stupid school, I don't want to go back." You're going to give a bhashan on education? Yeah. How will you show the child you have understood? Okay, tomorrow onward, don't go to school. That's agreement, that's not empathy. That's not showing understanding. For understanding, you have to reflect the content of the statement, or what the child has said. You have to reflect his emotion. Boy, you really seem to be bugged at school today. Yeah, you know what then the story will come out. You just have to say this much. No, education is important. Mom also doesn't understand. School people didn't understand, mom also doesn't. Go fish. Then you expect their kid to come as teenagers to tell you things. Forget it. You ask any question, you'll get okay as answer. Yeah, it is natural because you're not empathized. So, empathetic communication, which includes both your body language as well as your words. Okay? All that is involved in it. Empathetic, assertive communication. Try it with your maid sometimes. That's the best. If you can successfully communicate assertively with your maid, you got it made. आज लेट हो गया? हाँ साहब थोड़ा देरी हो गया. आज देरी हो गया? हाँ साहब थोड़ा लेट हो गया. Between these two words, you'll keep playing the game, I'm telling you. Try. With the workers, it's the same thing. Yeah, you have to start with your consequences. I get upset when you come late. Work gets held up. I have to go for my class. So please make it on time. Sundays come before 9. Other days late is okay, but not on Sundays. Then you will get, there is some communication happening. अब बोला था ना 9 बजे आने को, won't work. हाँ थोड़ा डे संडे था ना, घर में था, सबके लिए नाश्ता बनाने का था. Some excuse she'll give you. Valid excuses. Maids are all valid excuses. And it is true. It's her life, yeah, come on. Are you getting the idea? Assertive communication, empathetic communication. Yeah. There's so much in this. Even when you're talking, There's something called small talk, which is important or not important. You smoothen things with small talk. You tell stories, you tell this, incident, all that. Then there is exploratory talk. You explore issues. You don't pass a judgment or anything. You're just exploring. How come you came to think like that? How did you come to this conclusion? I'm interested in this. Explore things. Straight talk. Telling it as it is. That's also important. Yeah. Then there's something else which is not very healthy, but sometimes may have to be used. Well, control. How do you control through your words? I want this done. That's it. Straight. Yeah. I have various ways of control, but okay. I don't want to go into the whole power game, but all this is part of Shabda Pramana. You can't ignore these things. Because in Vyavahara, all this is necessary. In Tarka, I am talking it here in Tarka rather than in Vedanta Paribhasha, because we are dealing with Vyavahara here. Tarka is all about Vyavahara. So the whole gamut becomes important. Okay? The whole gamut of emotions and talk becomes important. That's why it is all there in the Shastra, but scattered here and there. It's called scattered all over. I am just bringing it all together in one place. So that easier. Some part of it is there in the website, okay? Everything is not there. I don't think empathetic communication all is there. Is it there? No, okay. Empathetic, assertive, all that is not there. Even assertive is not there, no. Yeah, I know. I'll have to put videos on it then. Yeah. Maybe I can. Maybe sometime. We will do that. Yeah. So, but I'll need 2-3 people, for that demonstration and things like that. Otherwise, it's not possible. Otherwise, I have not made it up to now. So, all this is part of Shabda Pramanam, how Shabda works.
The amazing thing is, like, all these, subtleties, if, for example, you talk to, say, a baby or even a pet, you figure out whether it's
Yeah, all this comes in. Only the language may differ slightly, but all this comes in. Yeah. Then how to stimulate someone's thinking, that's also part of that. Exploratory talk is that, stimulating someone's thinking. Yeah. So, this whole Shabda Pramana is that way huge topic, okay? The whole book can be written on what Shabda Pramana works. And this is without touching upon Vedanta, okay? Just Vyavahara I am talking about. In Vyavahara, how Shabda Pramana works. Because Shabda is a very, very important tool as far as human beings are concerned, much more. Human civilization is based on the evolution of your voice box and Shabda. Because ideas could be transmitted from one group to another group, from generation to generation. All this was possible because of the evolution of the voice box. So that ability to speak, that is responsible for civilization. Whole civilization is built up on Shabda, really speaking. If you take Shabda in the broader sense, like how Tarka takes it as Apta Vakyam, etc., then whole civilization was built up on words only, on language, on communication.
There is a difference between Shabda and Vedanta and Shabda.
There it is only Veda Vakyam, no? Because this, if you want something which is blemish free, that way. So here they include Vyavahara into it. That's why I also decided to talk about those things as part of Vyavahara. Yeah. And remember one thing again, the actual words communicate a very small percentage, single digit number. Is the inflection of voice. What is Vedanta? What is Vedanta? Big difference between the two, no? What is Vedanta? So, you are understanding the meaning by the inflection of my voice and my body language, isn't it? Yeah. So these two part comes into the picture when you are communicating. That's why I say live, keep your this thing videos on, etc. Yeah. Yeah, live teaching it works. Yeah. Swami Chinmayanji used to say, come close, you need to see the kathakali of my hands. Yeah. He was like an Italian when he was talking. Lot of hand gestures. Whereas if you are brought up in Catholic schools, British education, hands together. Don't move your hands unless absolutely necessary. Correct? The other extreme, because all were convent educated people. The other extreme there. Yeah. But you need some body language is necessary. Excessive body language is a disturbance for the speaker. That's what we were taught. But now I find with people's attention spans are so less, some amount of a little extra body language is good to get their attention. Because attention spans are small. People get distracted fast. Previously, when we gave a talk, they would say, stand and give a talk, straight, don't move around. Now they say, no, little movement is good because of this attention deficit. All people are suffering from that. Why? Why are you suffering from that? TV. One of the reasons. So-called multi-skilling, multitasking. Not really multitasking, but whatever. Taught to disturb. So, for Shabda Pramana to work, all these things have to be taken into account. Otherwise, it won't work. You know.
Well, that is why in colleges and all, they have lecture only for 45 minutes.
Yeah, true.
In colleges,
Yeah.
etc. They have got a period, na? But one subject, 45 minutes.
Yeah,
So
true. That is true. Yeah. In ashrams, it changes. Because focus is better. Yeah. 1.5 hours is quite the norm. Because you learn to focus better. I remember the day I decided to join the ashram, Swamiji took a session from 1:30 to 8:30 straight, with one break in between, tea break, where tea was served in the hall itself, tea and snack was served in the hall. 1:30 to 8:30 straight. One tea break, half an hour. That's it. And I'm, wow, this is what exactly I've been looking for. This is what I want. 2-day camp. At the end of it, I said, yes, I'm taking it up full time. You need focus. Of course, Puja Swamiji is a very, very captivating speaker. So he could keep your attention also. So, when Shabda Pramana is there, much more than inference, etc., it involves your whole being. Yeah. One of the biggest problems is Shabda Pramana is when you are listening, you are also judging. You are not letting the mind go along with the words. You are judging, you are evaluating, you are preparing your responses. That's not how you listen. You listen, you are there. You are there for the person. So you listen. Yeah. You know, youngsters come and tell, Swamiji, you understand this so well. What am I doing different from what you all are doing? Nothing. I'm just listening. When I'm listening, I'm there with them. Non-judgmental acceptance. But what they do is wrong. Yeah, I'll tell them that later. Now let me understand what has happened. No? Later on, I'll put the value structure and all into them. But right now, I have to understand what they've gone through. I have to understand what they're feeling. Yeah. Yes, battery is low. But I am almost finishing, so no problems. And I can't plug it in. The extension cord is not there today. So, that's how it is. Just be there. That Shabda, only then Shabda Pramana works. When you are listening to a class, listen. Yeah, totally there. That will work. Otherwise, it won't work. Yeah. Your total attention, your whole being should be there when you're listening. Yeah. That's why I had developed this habit when I'm listening. Since those days we didn't have recording, etc. You take notes. My handwriting went for a toss. It was never very good, but went for a complete toss because I wouldn't look at what I'm writing. I'm looking at the teacher writing. Teacher writing. Okay, point. So it was crazy writing.
You were able to read it later.
Huh? What is that?
You were able to read it.
I was able to read. Others who borrowed my books struggled with it, but I could read because I have written it. No? So one or two words here and there, the whole thing comes rushing back. Why it comes rushing back? Because all listened well. Yeah, I listened well, so it come back. Okay. Now there is something about epistemology, etc. also, about how valid is knowledge. But that we will see after the break. Good place to stop. Okay. Om Tat Sat. Huh? Yeah, no class. Next Sunday. Yeah.